No, don't do that. Adjust correctly. Okay, hello everybody and welcome here to a video. We're going to talk about mountains and houses. Not really going to talk about something way more interesting than that. Last year, I had done a video where I previewed different diecast cards. Instead of reviewing them, I previewed them, talk about what each one was special about them. And they should be casting on the screen in a second if it loads. No? No, we're not loading. What? Why? You can't do this to me. This is a disaster. Fine. Think that you're Chromecast and not actually be Chromecast. That's cool. Fine. No, give me a second. This thing decided that it was going to freeze. Come on. Stupid thing. There you go. Now it's working. Okay, so before we get into the diecast thing, I want to show you what this has to show about what each card, the detail of the diecast actually has. So, the first thing is they put the driver's last name on the window. Typically they will refer to the driver by their last name, or just they'll say their full name, so that they put the last name on the window. Number two, the back has they updated the rear bumper, and they have the spoiler shape and the height of the spoiler. This is for 2015 because the spoiler was a bit lowered. They have the front grille that looks closely to the part of the car that looks like what the real one would be. The manufacturing specific contoured side panels. Each manufacturer got to design the cars in 2013, well 2012, 2013, to what they wanted them to look like to be realistic to the real cars on the road. They took and made them as realistic as they possibly could to the real ones, but to make them more aerodynamic. And the door number. So that's an important thing to have on a car. Okay? Now we're going to look at a few of the cars that you can get for 2015. The first one is this here, the number 18 Crispy M&M car. Now this one here is pretty cool. I think this one here is one of the best looking cars that they have of 2015. This one here, driven by Kyle Busch. Not actually yet this season though. He drove it during one race. The shootout, the Bud Shootout he drove it during. So that was pretty cool to see the car going then, and then after he had his accident that put him out of racing for a while, David Reagan's been driving this car since. Now, for when Kyle Busch or Kurt Busch are driving, it's different on the window because they are the brothers with the same last name. So, his says his first and last name. Same for Kurt Busch, and I'm assuming next season will be the same for Austin Dillon and Ty Dillon. So, this season, last year, end of last year, Toyota introduced their new Camry, which means that they updated the Camry for racing. Here, so that looks sort of cool with the different to the front of it. As you can see, it's a bit different from the other one. The back of it looks pretty cool. I like the whole part of having the M&M people, characters, whatever, on the car. Another car we can take a quick look at is another Toyota. This here, the number 19 Toyota, driven by Carl Edwards. Now, this car is pretty cool because it's one of his new cars, right? So, it again is the Toyota, the fourth Toyota entry for Joe Gibbs Racing. And this one here is Comcast Business. They had got them as a sponsor, put them on a car, and they just... It was pretty cool seeing this car race. They did crash it, but it does look cool with the white and the blue sort of combined together for Comcast Business, built for speed. Now Comcast does have Xfinity, which is the main, which is the second series, the second down series of NASCAR, and also the internet that I use, the official internet of me. Alright, so now we're going to actually switch sites here. I can show you another car. This here is the number 4 car, and this one here is the Hunt Brother Pizza car for this season, which I'm assuming Kevin Hart will drive during the All-Star race. Now, Hunt Brother Pizza being one of his main sponsors that he has in the Xfinity series when he races in that series. This one here is sort of cool with the whole green and white, and the red line at the bottom too makes it look cool. So probably during, I'm not actually sure if it's the All-Star race, it doesn't have the thing on the window, but we will see if he drives it during the All-Star race. It definitely has a cool feeling to it, and I definitely like the Hunt Brother Pizza car, Hunt Brothers Pizza car of 2014 last year, which I did actually buy. Also, this in here is cool. It's $8 if you want to buy this one. I personally would buy it. You might be able to see a diecast review. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, but if I do, that'll be fun to review. Now, on to actually one of the cars that I have coming in the mail, so probably, if you're watching this video, probably any time past the 17th of April, I could have this video on my channel of this car. Now, this here is the number 4 Dietech car. This one here is cool. They announced it last season. Special one with Dietech. They do like mortgage house stuff. So this car here is cool. You can see it's a different shade of blue around the 4, and then a lighter blue. So this thing here is pretty cool. I'm excited to get this car in the mail. I am not sure why these cars don't say Outback on them, but I know that's one of his main sponsors. Oh well. So, I didn't have another picture ready yet. That's nice. This here is the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft car. Now this one here is special. It's based off of the car Rusty Wallace used to drive when he drove the 2 car for Penske when they had Miller Lite as the sponsor back in the 90s. This is the look that the car had. Miller Genuine Draft. Over time they changed different looks to it, but this one here is one of the old looks of the car. And so they're bringing it back this year for the 25th year of a partnership together between Penske and Miller Lite. So that's cool that they are doing that. Last season we seen Kyle Larson drive the number 42 silver car. That was the 25th anniversary of Chip Ganassi racing in general, not in NASCAR. Just Chip Ganassi racing in his Formula 1 teams and Indy, whatever. No, I think it's Indy, yes. Indy team. And then his NASCAR team. So just with Chip Ganassi, 25 years. Last year, so they did something like that for Target. Now they got Miller Lite one. So they're running different paint schemes that they ran before. Of course, they're updated a bit. But you get the same basic look of it. So I think that that's sort of cool. Another car to look at that I know I'm getting. I don't know when it's going to be here. But it should be sometime. Nope, don't go do that. Why are you going to that one? Fine. I know I'm getting this one too, though. This is the number 24 car. This is the 2015 Drive-In Hunger car. This one is pretty cool looking. It's got the whole Drive-In Hunger look, and still with the fork look on the hood too, the 3 lines in the middle, making the look of a fork to Drive to End Hunger. This one, being Jeff Gordon's final season, is a pretty cool car for him driving his last year. Now, I have one other one to show you that is important to look at. Before we get into that, let's see if I can get this one taken off on the screen maybe. Yeah, there it is. This here is the other number 24 car. This is the 3M car. This one here is very cool. Silver 3M. Sponsoring Jeff Gordon this year and not Greggy Biffle. They were sponsoring him for a while. Now they're going to sponsor Jeff Gordon and the number 24 car. They're sponsoring the number 24 car for about 3 years, so you should see Chase Elliott with 3M in 2016. And finally, here, this is the number 88 Mountain Dew Dew Shine car. Now this year they have their old logo for Mountain Dew on the hood of this car. So this is a special one for Mountain Dew. So I think that's a cool looking car. He'll be running this season also. And just to point it out there, I did already do a diecast review of this car. But Kyle Larson, number 42, Target 2015 car, a bit different, without the rookie stripes. So it's Coca-Cola and Lynxes on the side of it. So that one's pretty cool also. The final one that I want to look at on this page actually is this one here. The number 33 Ty Dillon Cheerios Kroger car. This one here has Kroger on the hood of it a bit in the side, and Cheerios like Austin Dillon's 3 car in 2014 and 2015. Now finally, for those of you that like to watch my diecast review, here's a car that I have coming up for you guys later for diecast review. This, I didn't buy that actual price. I bought the cheaper one. But this here is the special edition Budweiser car. Now I do want to actually take a look at this car and talk about it in depth with you, even though it is a 2014 car. Now listen here, he won the race at Phoenix driving this car. Now listen here, going into the race, Kevin Harvick had to do good. Okay, came down to the last lap, he had to win the race. If he won the race, he was into the Final Four in the chase. If he lost it, he would have been eliminated. But he made it to be one of the Final Four drivers, along with Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano. Of course, to go on to win the championship the week later. This car is pretty cool, though. It has, they're going to make it have an older look to it, with little like dots and lines on it. But this one here will be the only chase car that I own from 2014. This car having the yellow number, the yellow windshield, and the yellow down here. It has the 3 stickers, and is one of his few cars of 2014 that have Dietec on it that I mentioned earlier. This car also has the Eliminator Round logo and the Chase for the Sprint Cup logo. Now this is a very cool looking car, and I'm excited to whenever I get it sent. Yeah, so it's going to be fun to review this car in the coming weeks. Thank you guys for watching the Diecast Preview 2015. We'll have to do more of these this season because we're only we're only 7 races into the 36 race season, so there's still 29 races to go before we crown a champion this season.